spoke with he was going out speaking with these homeless guys, and one of the things he was finding common in them is like some kind of catastrophe or storm or something that hit their life. You know, that brought them to that place where they were. It was something. Some of them had like good homes. Some of them may have just had functional homes, but they had a place. But when that storm hit their life, whether it was divorce, loss of job, or death of a spouse, or just, self-destructive behavior, drugs and, alcohol and going into all these different things, imprisonment, these things came about in their life, and it brought them to this place of being homeless. And in the storm, they were unable to take the steps to move from there. And so here they are, they're stuck in the area of life because they're unable to move forward. They're unable to take dominion and realize what's going on in their life and begin to move forward. Whatever it is, let's say drugs is the stronghold there. They can't move beyond them drugs. Whether it was a loss of a family member, that hurts them so much that they can't begin to process it, to be able to move past it, to say, hey, I still have to live life. And this can cause us to begin to be stuck in areas of life that these things come against dominion in life, where you could once have a place of, you've seen God move in your life, or whatever the case may be, you've been established, and you take these hard hits, it begin to be hard to move forward again. For Israel, you can look at the event inside of the wilderness. This did not fit what they were used to. This was a totally different place, so this took them off guard. So they were stuck for 40 years traveling around in a circle. Going around and around in a circle where they could have made it until the destiny that God, the promised land in which God had given to them. But like he said in the beginning, dominion will take you to the promised land. Deliverance will bring you from Egypt. Another thing is, like many who face hardships, is they begin to fantasize about the past. Begin to think about how good the things were. Here the children of Israel are, what they do. Since they couldn't go forward, they begin to, oh man, those melons were so good back in Egypt. They begin to think about, and you begin to forget about all the hardships and all the beatings and all that. You think about all the good stuff. He gave an example of a guy who had backslid. He had a girlfriend, and he said, well, my girlfriend now treat me better than my Christian girlfriend did. He said, that may be true. But the thing is, we begin to compare. You begin to try and look to an answer against the things of God. In our mind, we establish a fantasy, like putting together fantasy scenarios, forgetting the consequences that had chains of bondages on their neck in the past. Your mind being one of the biggest war grounds for dominion. So a man thinks, that man is. And like I was saying earlier, worldviews, they speak about worldviews, the culture, family. Family play a huge role, as we were speaking about earlier. Family can play a huge role in that. Matthew 23, 30 through 36. I'm wrapping it up here.
And say, if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets. Wherefore you be witnesses unto yourselves, that ye are the children of them which did kill the prophets. Fill ye up then the measure of your fathers, ye serpents, ye generation of vipers. How can you escape the damnation of hell? Wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes, and some of them ye shall kill and crucify, and some of them shall you scourge in your synagogues, and persecute them from city to city, that upon you may come all the righteous blood shed upon the earth, from the blood of the righteous Abel unto the blood of Zachariah, the son of Barachias, whom ye slew between the temple and the altar. Verily I say unto you, all these things shall come upon this generation.
Amen. So what that's talking about, they're being charged with something from over 500 years ago that their forefathers had done. Through generation and generation and generation, it's played out in their life. Their hearts were still not toward the things of God. And here it is now, Jesus confronting them and dealing with them stuff that their forefathers did, that their hearts were still linked to. You know, it's you can have stuff that happened in life years ago that still play out now. Mm-hmm. Meaning that that influence, it still triggers from generation to generation. And Acts 7 is speaking about the same thing with the generation, the family being held in account. And I'm gonna pretty much wrap it up there. Because I still got a lot to go, but it's a lot of time. I'm gonna go ahead and close it. So, any input or questions or anything? Yes, sir.
I was just gonna say, in this arena, a lot of times, like you were saying earlier, basically garbage in, garbage out, God in, God out. In order to get dominion over our minds, we need to take in more of God.
Amen.
And have that come out, because that will come out.
Amen. Amen.
What would you say the difference is between someone who actually, I don't know, because there's like alcoholics, there's drug addicts that do turn away from those drugs, although they're not saved.
Amen. And that was a thing that came up while I was studying this, because I said there is a possibility. That's why I made sure I said spiritual dominion. Right. Because the ideal is you can gain dominion in areas of life. People can say if sickness, if you're becoming sick from eating a particular food and you say, I'm not touching that food anymore, that is dominion. It's control over. The will, the power over. Do you agree with that, Pastor Graham?
I was thinking along the lines of something we get saved. God, He'll deliver us from some things. Mm-hmm. But there's some things that you don't get delivered from.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? And those things, it's like God is like waiting on you to deal with that thing in your life. Mm-hmm. So you can go to the next step. That's where maturity and growth comes in that.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense.
So you're saying maybe along those lines that God will allow some deliverance, even though we may not have them in our lives, or they may not have them in their lives. He'll still allow them to have.
Well, Paul, he had a thorn in his flesh.
Yeah, amen.
No, man.
He asked God 3 times, God take this away, but God was like, no, it's sufficient for you. You know what I'm saying? So, in saying that, is that even when you're in the weakest state, the weakest Christian can fight off demons. Because, like I said before, that demon sees that spirit of God on that person. Okay? But if you're not saved, if you're not born again, you don't have a chance. Maybe the devil's not messing with you right now. You don't have to.
Right.
Because you're already set up to come and visit him when you pass away. Right. But the real fight comes in when you get saved. You fight your flesh, and you really get to see the fight against the demonic.
Amen.
And you get saved. You think your mind is playing tricks on you, but the truth of what it is you're seeing the truth. Amen. What it is. Okay? Demonically. If you're not saved, I'll say it again. If you're not saved, you need to get saved. You need to become born again.
Amen.
And what I mean is